Hi, DIY Diana here. Today we are going to do a heart banner. We're going to cover these little cardboard hearts with yarn and we're going to make a banner. So we have our supplies. We have a hot glue gun and glue sticks, Scotch tape. I have 7 cardboard hearts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cardboard hearts, a pair of scissors. These have to be polka dot. Yours do not have to be polka dot. And some yarn. Now this was a skein at one time, but it's been used for other projects. You don't need a whole skein of yarn. You can use leftover yarn that you have around the house. And of course, Diet Coke, which is good for any project. Okay, so the cardboard I got out of a box that came from Amazon. Now, my husband is about ready to do an intervention because he thinks I ordered too many things from Amazon. But if I hadn't ordered from Amazon, I wouldn't have this box to do this craft. So, okay, first I'm gonna show you how easy it is to cut out one of these hearts out of cardboard. This is just from the flap of the cardboard. So I just lay it on here and I don't trace it. I just cut around it. Like that. You could trace it if you wanted to. And then you have this without the little heart things in the middle. Then you just go to the middle and you do a little V. And then you just round the corners. And that's a heart. Now I'm not going to use 8 because the eye likes to see things in odd numbers. So I'm going to use 7, and maybe I'll save this for another heart banner down the road. But I'm going to do a red heart banner. Oh, and you need twine. You could use your yarn for the heart banner, but it's not really very sturdy. So I'm going to use twine. This is a string twine to put my banner on. We'll use that later. So the first thing you do is you find the end of your yarn and you tape it to the middle of your heart. Like so. And then you just start going around your heart like so. And then you change directions. Just go around, kind of keep it tight. Go around 5 or 6 times each area. It's easy at first. It's harder when you try to do like to the end. So kind of when I do the end, I sometimes tape it down at the end, just use a tiny little piece of tape. And tape it down. To cover that up. And you just keep going around. I did one for my house. My house is in pink, is in grays and whites. So I did my little heart banner in pink and gray. It's actually a blush. So I added a little blush to mine, so mine is pink and gray. I did this for Valentine's, but it's not necessarily a Valentine's craft. You could do hearts any time of the year, and it could be for just because you like hearts. Doesn't have to be Valentine's. And then it starts to get a little hard where you fill in the little other holes. Sometimes you have to go back over it. Keep going. So I'm not using very much yarn. I just used up that little bit that was loose. Now all I have left is just the end here. And this is just where it gets tricky. Because it wants to keep going to the sides. But you just kind of, and then you wrap it around a few times, and then you cut it off about that long, and then you go around, you decide which is your front and which is your back, whichever one looks the best to you, and then you go around to the back, and you pull it up, and you just slip this through. And pull it up, and then cut it off like that. So you've got your edge here, right here. So there's one heart done. Now that's one, and then we're going to do the other 6. So I cut a piece of the twine 6 feet long. And how I know it's 6 feet is because from my finger to my nose is 3 feet and 3 feet. So it's a little over 6 feet long. And I want about that much at the end of the banner to tie on each end. And then in the middle is where the banner is going to go. And I'm going to place it right here in front of me with the string down, and then I'm gonna glue this part of the heart. I'm gonna trim this here. And oh, also if you can't get the very tip of the heart, you can paint it or color it with a red crayon or a red felt tip marker, because sometimes it's hard to get the very tip of the heart covered with yarn. So I am going to hot glue across the very top of the heart and put it underneath the string. So hot glue across the top here. And put the string on top of it, like that. Can you see? And I'm going to place them about 5 inches apart. No, not 5. About 4 inches apart. That's 2. And I used up almost all of that yarn. Here's all that's left of that yarn. The first time I did this, on my first go round with my heart banner, I glued it in the middle of the heart, and the heart's just twisted kind of upside down. So I learned a lesson. Your craft projects don't always go right the first time. It's kind of trial and error, so you don't always do your best work the first time. It's a trial and error, but you just keep trying. Okay, here's the 4th one. Oh, got a little glue on my finger there. Take a sip of Diet Coke. Can't do it without the Diet Coke. Gonna trim my little tail off. Remember how you tuck that in on the back side. Now, I'm the kind of person that eyeballs everything, but if you weren't the kind of person that eyeballs everything, you could have measured your string and made a dot on it to show you where to put the heart. But that's not me. Mine's more organic. Now we're gonna let that dry just a minute, and then I'll hold it up. I'm gonna use for another craft coming soon, I'm gonna cover it with jute and make a storage box out of it. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. That was one of my mottos. I actually cross-stitched that or embroidered that on and framed it when I was first married. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's our heart banner. Doesn't that look cute? That's our little heart banner. Well, thank you for joining us today for our heart banner craft. Bye-bye now.